99% of people who try to learn programming make these 3 fundamental mistakes, preventing them from landing a 6-figure job. In today's video, I will explain you how to learn programming correctly to be in the 1% who succeed. Hi, I'm Vlad, a software engineering student who landed an internship in my first year of college, and these are the traps you should avoid falling into. The first mistake beginners make when learning how to code is to get stuck in tutorial hell. This happens when you jump from tutorial to tutorial without applying your knowledge, which really stunts your growth as a developer. In fact, tutorials are a great way to learn a programming language or how a tool works, but you really need to practice if you want to master the concepts you've just learned. It's been proven that the best way to study for exams is not by re-reviewing lecture slides for the 1000th time. Instead, you should do practice exams, assignments, homework, to really practice and apply what you've learned. This is especially true for STEM fields like math or computer science, which are not based on memorization. Instead, programming is fundamentally about problem solving. And how do you solve problems? By practicing. Unfortunately, most people are taking the easy path, passively watching YouTube videos or tutorials without actually putting in the work. And then they wonder why they forgot everything and why they can't build anything of their own. The truth is, you do have to spend some time learning because programming is a new skill and you have to get familiar with the concepts. Then, you will solidify that knowledge by practicing. Tutorials offer 90% learning and 10% practicing, but you should really aim for 50-50, especially at the start of your journey. As you move further in your career, that balance can shift more towards learning because you already have some fundamental knowledge under your belt. My suggestion is to apply project-based learning as much as possible. Sure, you can start with tutorials, so watch the videos, do the example problems, and try to understand the theory behind it. When you're done, take that tutorial project and add your own personal touch, or you can even just redo it from scratch. You can also build something you're interested in by using that tutorial as a reference and as a guide. So start by building smaller projects, but as you gain skill, move towards more and more complex ones. If you do that, you will not only exponentially increase your learning rate and your coding skills, but you will also have a portfolio full of projects to show to potential employers. The second mistake most beginners make is learning too many programming languages too soon. They start by learning JavaScript for web development. Then they say, hey, this AI and data science stuff looks cool. Let's learn some Python. Then they watch a video that says, all beginners must learn C++. So they move to that. It's an absolute mess. They have no focus. They jump from language to language, only learning the basics. This is a known phenomenon in psychology called the shiny object syndrome, where you're always drawn to the newest thing. We, as programmers, are especially susceptible to this phenomenon because there's always a new JavaScript framework coming out, and there's a wide range of programming languages you can use to solve a particular problem. We're always seeking the coolest, newest, and highest paying technologies. Throughout your career, but especially at the beginning, focus is your most important skill. At the start, you need to go really deep before expanding later on. First step, pick a mainstream programming language. It doesn't really matter which one, but try to align it with your preferences and with what you want to build. If you want to build web applications, learn JavaScript. If you want to go into data science or machine learning, pick Python. If you enjoy lower level and hardware stuff like robots, pick C or C++. Make it your go-to language. The second step is to learn as much as you can about that programming language, really understand all of its intricacies and try to master it. Then you can start expanding and learning new things related to your niche or completely unrelated. The truth is, your knowledge is transferable. Learning basic principles in one programming language is easily transferable to another. A REST API built with JavaScript is really not that different from a REST API built using Python. You want to become what we call a T-shaped developer. So you have a core skill or expertise, which also have a wide range of concepts you're familiar with, but not an expert in. If we relate that to a video game, you would have a level 99 core skill and a bunch of level 20 smaller skills. In reality, you do not want to become a jack of all trades but master of none. In fact, being too much of a generalist makes you prone to being replaced by AI, because all those level 20 skills can be replaced, while the level 99 core skill cannot. Good luck asking ChatGPT to build you an operating system. Talking about AI, the third mistake most people make when learning how to program is relying too much on AI tools like ChatGPT or GitHub Copilot. You should never ask these tools to do the work for you because it slows down your learning. One of your main assets as a developer is your problem problem-solving skills. Large language models like ChatGPT can easily learn the syntax of most programming languages, but they really struggle with problem solving. In fact, it is quite known that ChatGPT struggles with math. Ask him to compute the average of 50 numbers and they will give you the wrong answer. On the other hand, ask him to build a REST API using Express and they will spit out the answer in a few seconds, because the syntax for such an API is widely available on the internet. There's a humongous difference between understanding the code ChatGPT gave you and implementing it yourself. Copy and pasting code from AI skips a fundamental step in the learning process, which is the struggling phase, where you get to actually build your problem-solving skills. That is how you learn. You bang your head against the wall a few times until a solution somehow pops up. That solution is now ingrained in your brain, and the next time you encounter a similar problem, you'll know what to do. So the best way of using these AI tools without being dependent on them is to use them like mentors. Ask them questions about the problem you want to solve. Ask them to give you examples, clarification, practice questions. And that is easier to do than ever with the newest update to ChatGPT, where you can create your own GPTs. You can create a coding mentor GPT, which is based on your own learning style. You can ask him to act like a mentor and to not give you answers directly. Instead, he should really help you think about the problem you want to solve and the possible paths you can take. To summarize, emphasize building projects instead of jumping from tutorial to tutorial. Focus on learning a single language very well before moving on and expanding to other things, and do not rely too much on AI. If you do this, I can guarantee you that you will learn so much better and so much faster, and hopefully land that job you've been dreaming about. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in learning how to code, check out this video above, which will give you the best resource to start coding now. I'll see you next time.